I'm politicking with the homie poet, PoPolitickin. Self-help meets hip-hop. That's fucking beautiful. What up, Po? What up, DJ Period? Just two black brothers. I see y'all out there doing what y'all do, preserving the hip-hop culture and introducing the future stars. Keep shining, kings. Real and recognize real. Love is love. Salute. Yeah.
PoPolitickin.com.
Yo, this is Mega Ran kicking it right now. PoPolitickin. Make sure you turn it up, subscribe, like it, follow it, be there, and always pay attention. PoPolitickin.
Raise it bit by bit. Okay.
Yeah. 2020. Time flies though. Some things never change. Yeah. Let me tell you about the proto culture.
If you don't know the culture, here's the whole structure.
20 years ahead of the game, we gave props.
And we still play the kind of games you can't get at GameStop.
Let me tell you about the proto culture.
If you don't know the culture, here's the whole structure.
20 years ahead of the game, we gave props.
And we still play the kind of games you can't get at GameStop.
From arcades to consoles, you name it, I got those. Hop on the sticks and I shut it down pronto. My ensemble got mad combos. Never been butt unless I was playing Garo, Mark of the Wolves.
Hey, but I like that game. Had other imports that was twice as strange. Dungeons and Dragons, Capcom's best, radiant silver guns in the treasure chest.
Before N64, I was getting the whipping from sneaking and calling Nintendo hotlines in the kitchen. In Tomb Raider, I crawled through, tell the homies to fall through. Maniac Mansion, but had to use the walkthrough.
The homie put me onto the emulators. Every game in the arcade already played them. All the original ROMs not translated. Now video game studies was mandated.
Let me tell you about the proto culture.
If you don't know the culture, here's the whole structure.
20 years ahead of the game, we gave props.
And we still buy the kind of games you can't get at GameStop.
Let me tell you about the proto culture.
If you don't know the culture, here's the whole structure.
20 years ahead of the game, we gave props.
And we still play the kind of games you can't get at GameStop. Yo, I had to make important life decisions. Will I study something to help me make a living? Or will I continue to spend time progressing? Analyze combos and strategies for tech.
So damn bad, I beat Mario with a dance pad. Ransack, hit high scores you had a chance at. Smash cats like E Honda with 100 hand slaps. They'll drop the syllabus, now we in the advanced class.
In high school, I played this boy out the Golden Zelda cartridge in Metroid. For Gyro Might and Clue Land. Told him next day, black, no trade back.
I still prefer Third Strike cause of the guard parry. NBA ballers crossing over with Marbury. PS2 has some bangers, Okami and San Andreas. But I still prefer Dreamcast, that was probably the greatest. Let me tell you about the proto culture.
If you don't know the culture, here's the whole structure.
20 years ahead of the game, we gave props.
And we still play the kind of games you can't get at GameStop.
Let me tell you about the proto culture.
If you don't know the culture, here's the whole structure.
20 years ahead of the game, we gave props.
And we still play the kind of games you can't get at GameStop.
Catch me at GBQ, E32. We've been about this life, don't let them deceive you. 20 years later, everybody jacking the style. Every day a new battle royale. Slow down.
Twitch overrun by hold it down now. There's games here I'm loading up in the background. I remember getting bootlegs from my favorite store. Till the feds busted them, then I didn't know more.
I would pass on Smash, the combos were too meticulous. Movement kinda limited, I couldn't get into it. And poured a million author with my stimulus. But I still know the code to Mike Tyson, it's ridiculous.
Right now I'm playing Project Warlock, y'all. And Prototype 2 running up sides of walls. Slicing the vice and cops trying to shoot. Laughing, throwing bums off the roof.
Let me tell you about the proto culture.
If you don't know the culture, here's the whole structure.
20 years ahead of the game, we gave props.
And we still play the kind of games you can't get at GameStop.
Let me tell you about the proto culture.
If you don't know the culture, here's the whole structure.
20 years ahead of the game, we gave props.
And we still play the kind of games you can't get at GameStop.
Yo, man, I think there's gonna be a Steam sale.
For real?
Like, real soon.
How soon?
No, look, it's right here in the email, dog.
I'm looking.
Everything, half off.
Everything?
Even stuff I didn't even think I wanted.
I see.
I gotta get it now.
I'm excited.
Welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Make sure you go on Spotify, Apple Music, go on our Twitch, YouTube, type in PoPolitickin and listen to my interviews since 2008. 1-2-1-2, place to be with Mega Ran. How you doing, bro?
I'm really good. How are you, sir?
I just got your name. I think that's a tilt to the hat of Mega Man.
Ah, you got it. That's correct.
I just thought about that just now. I was like, Mega Man, what the fuck is Mega Man? But I was like, oh, Mega Man. So you was on Mega Man back in the day?
Oh man, big time, bro. Like that was really the first game that I really started getting into. And like the games was super hard, but it was mainly the music that I think really got me. It was like the first game where I remember like when you pause the game, you could still hear the music. And so even if you walked away to go get a sandwich, something to drink, you come back and you're like, man, this joint is it's got a nice groove to it, you know? So you kind of get into it. So from there, I just kept on, like I was just hooked on it, man. Like, and it had a real dope game style. Like you beat one boss to get their weapon and use that weapon on the next boss. You know what I mean? Like it was a real cool like idea of concept. And that's how I wanted to be as a musician. Like, oh, you can do anything if you get the experience to do it, you know, like you're adjustable.
Is it
And
anything?
that's
Did they go? I just remember Mega Man from Nintendo. So did it go on any other systems?
yeah, they wound up doing Super Nintendo. They did PlayStation, and then I think they stopped there. They started doing a re-release. They did a re-release after
All right. So I know you do music too, but I wanted to talk about the gaming first.
that.
So what? Just tell us how you got involved with gaming.
Man, basically, as early as I can remember, like one of my next door neighbors, he had an Intellivision, and that was way back in the day. This is early '80s. I don't know if you as old as I am, but
I remember Commodore, so that's how old I am.
Commodore. Okay, so yeah, you remember that time. So Intellivision was one of the first home systems after the Commodore, and like I remember the controller, and like it had like it looked like a number pad, like almost like a phone, and like it had a paddle on it that you would turn. And so yeah, I was always going over his house playing games, and I was just really interested in like how it worked and the sounds and stuff like that. And so from there, man, I was hooked. And it wasn't until years later my mom got me a Nintendo, and you know started playing Super Mario, and you know then the Genesis, the Sonic, and all that stuff. And it was just I don't know, like I was a shy little kid. I think that's what it really was. And so having games to be able to like be creative and you know, it just gave me something to do. So I wasn't always in the street like getting in trouble, you know.
Yeah, I stick to mostly. I got an Xbox, but I mostly play PS3 now because I always play. I got NCAA and I got Fight
Oh,
Night, so you can
nice,
still play
nice.
both of them online. Still, I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, you can play Fight Night, man. You know, Fight Night is like I think that game's like 10 years old. So you play online now. That shit is amazing. Them dudes are like raw.
Oh yeah, they're like real good. They
So
don't play.
what system you got?
I got a Switch and a PlayStation right now, but I've been doing a lot of gaming on computer. Like for the first time in my life, I was never a computer gamer, but I finally got a good enough PC where I can play a lot of like either older or newer games. So, and a lot of them are cheaper on PC. I
Yeah,
started playing Steam,
Yeah, my
and
boy. Somebody actually, my homie Keynote. He was a past guest. He was telling me about Steam. I guess I gotta try it. You just said
yeah, Steam is a game changer, bro. Like every game, just bam, right there. As long as your computer can handle it, you can grab it for mad cheap and get started immediately. But yeah,
I'm trying to
man,
figure
she
out.
got the
So what all you need? You just because he was saying like you can use your controller, a regular controller with the computer.
yeah. I mean, I plug up an Xbox controller. I got this old controller here that's a third-party Xbox controller. Anything with a USB, you just plug it in, and you're ready to go.
So I got the new MacBook, so it might work. I'm gonna try it out. Cause shit, you the second guy. He was telling me about that. He loves it.
Do it, yeah. It's dope, man. Like being able to play all the new games, the old games, like with a click of a button. So if you got a new MacBook, it should be able to handle it.
So what happened with the? I don't know if you heard about. I got the Oculus. I think that's like the next step, man. That shit.
Oh man.
I was all hype about that game at first. I was hyped, but I was like, man, this gonna take over. Nobody's gonna play video games no more. But I was like, no, you still gonna play video games because the Oculus, you get tired quick playing that shit.
Yeah, that's a workout. It's a full body workout. I like the Oculus. I really do. I was thinking it was going to take over quicker too. I think it's something that's like eventually we gotta work our way towards it. I don't know if I want to play every game in VR, you know, having to move around and grab stuff and all that. But I think it's definitely the future. I want when they get a sports game cracking on there, like a
Oh,
football game
yeah.
that's like really like a Madden type game, then like we'll know that they can be.
They got one, but it's not that good. It's kind of like you're in the game, but you're quarterbacking, but you can't. For me, I can't really see. Like, well, my problem
Okay.
was I don't know. I think something's wrong with me because I can't never do first person good anyway. So first person games always throw me off. So they got you playing quarterback in first person, but you can't really see. But it's all right. But the best game I like on there is the this game called Thriller the Fight. Man, it's a good boxing game. That's the best game I like on there.
Okay, I got to check that out.
But then
I was playing this shooter game, but you probably wouldn't be able to take it. Super Hot is like this you're running around shooting, but it's in the future, and like it's real cool graphics. But yeah, like it can mess with your stomach if you're not like careful.
I got one game like that. I think I was playing that game. It's all right, but then the other game is actually like you in a shooting range and everything. And I guess they're saying that's actually how they got it set up. Is most time how you use the guns for real. So you got like take the clip out, all that shit. So
Okay, that's dope. That's dope.
So what age were you when you got involved with music?
I feel like that was also around, probably around the same time. I go back to 1994. That's like the best memory I have clearly of a year, because it was after The Chronic came out, maybe 92. So Snoop's Doggy Style, the first Wu-Tang album, Tribe Called Quest, a lot of real dope records were coming out. And so me and the homies on the block were just like, yo, let's all try to write our own rhyme. And so we all just started writing. And I was really inspired by Guru of Gangstar, rest in peace. And like, that was probably like the guy who really got me going with rap. And at the same time in Philly, where I was from, the Roots started kind of popping up, doing a bunch of shows. And so Black Thought, became my favorite after that. So it was, it's always been like in me since then. So yeah, that started in the early 90s. And I didn't really get into a studio till probably 10 years after that. I was just messing around, freestyling. I was going to open mics, doing my thing, and then I learned how to kind of write songs. And so yeah, it was 2005 when I started making beats and engineering studio sessions. And so then when I had a downtime where nobody was in the studio, I would kind of sneak and record myself, and I was making like, conscious raps and all this stuff. So I didn't think anybody would even want to hear it. It was just doing it for myself. And then one of my homies was like, yo, man, you kind of got something here. Like, so yeah, a little label in Philly. So we put out a little demo EP. And like, since then I've been just working.
It's funny you say the Roots because like me and my wife, we've been watching all of Jaguar White's videos on YouTube. She like going in on the Roots right now. I don't know if you've been watching any of those.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
I'm like, God damn,
it's crazy
like
right now.
Every day.
Yo, she's going in. I was like, somebody need to talk to her. Like, y'all need to sit down. Like, this
That's
is not going to go away.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't gonna go away. Like, y'all need to sit down with her, figure out what she needs. Like, make it right. Like, whatever it is, you got to make it right. Cause like, she's not gonna stop.
She been going hard. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, what's that shirt you got on? It's like that's a wrestling shirt.
Oh, it's a wrestling shirt.
Rocky
Romero. He's a wrestler for New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor. And he's real dope, man. I did a song for him actually. He rapped too on the side, so we made a song together for his album. And then he sent me a bunch of gear. But like, he's a dope like light heavyweight dude. He like came up in Mexico. Like used to wear a mask and now like takes the mask off and wrestles. He's real dope. So check him out if you haven't yet. Rocky Romero.
Yeah, actually,
he's fire.
I got a wrestling podcast too. I think you have. I think I saw you with a wrestling show on Twitch.
I do have a wrestling podcast. We're probably gonna do it. We started doing a Twitch episodes last week where we just do it live and we also record the audio and stuff like that. So Matt Mania podcast. Shout out to my homies T Call, Neo X, Rock Knowledge, G1. We all a bunch of hip hop heads. We like to get together and talk wrestling, and I have a good time with it. So yeah, we've been since the pandemic. I think we really slowed down. I think just it wasn't the same. Like we used to get together at the crib and like, or at the studio, and really have fun together, like get some drinks, everybody's relaxing, like some bro time. But now, like since the pandemic, we haven't really been able to do that. So it's definitely, it feels different, like doing our podcast over the phone or over Zoom. Like a lot of them, it don't feel the same, but we still try to keep it up.
I'm gonna have to bring you. Actually, my wrestling podcast is called Wrestling_Hip Hop.
I like
I'm
that.
gonna have to bring.
Wow,
I'm gonna
that's
bring you.
perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you on that one later. We'll focus on wrestling specifically.
For sure. I need to get on there.
All right. So, how would you describe your style as an artist?
Well, I like to think, it's a combination of my favorites. Like I say, Guru, Black Thought, Redman, Rakim, I don't know, maybe Master Ace, Common maybe. I like a lot of storytelling, but also wordplay and engaging stuff like that. So it's really a combination. I mean, I'm an East Coast dude. I grew up on the East Coast, so it's very much East Coast inspired. But yeah, I love storytelling. So that's really probably I was an English major. I taught English. I used to be a teacher. So I feel like that part of of the package is like the strongest, where I think I could tell a pretty good story. So I make music for people who like to hear stories and messages and learn something, but also, within a groove that's funky, that's, upbeat, positive, and something that's a little different. That's really where my music comes from.
That's funny. Actually, the interview before you was a lady. Her name's Reggie Angelou, and she was an assistant principal.
Oh wow,
So
that's what's up. I think teachers make the best MCs. Like you go back, J Live used to teach. There's so many MCs that have come from school. My man Open Mike Eagle used to teach.
Y'all got the summertime off the right.
Yeah, and like you got summers off to tour, to write, to work on music. It's the best job to have, to also want to do something else. You know what I mean? Because you get the summers off to do the other thing, so it helps a lot. Yeah, I used to tour all summer. Come back, I take weekends when there's a holiday. That's when I'm out doing shows out of town. But I had to quit eventually because I was doing too much. Like the music was kind of like taking over. So I got to a point where I was taking off too much to go do tours. I was, out late at night doing gigs, having to come in the morning, 7 o'clock. I'm all groggy and tired. So eventually I had to step down and resign from that. That was about 7 years ago, and just do music full time. And it's been a grind and a hustle, especially today in this world. But ultimately, I think to be the best person you can be, you got to do the thing that fulfills you, and that makes you feel like, feel good about doing it. And not that teaching didn't do that, but like, you can't be a half-ass teacher, like that's not going to work for nobody, if you ain't there.
What grade did you teach?
I taught 7th grade.
Okay.
So these are kids. I mean, if you think back to your 7th grade times when you 12, 13, you need structure more than ever. You know what I'm saying? You need you need a teacher that's going to be there. You need structure. When they start having a bunch of substitutes, they running wild, at that age. So I remember what it was like when I had a sub. It was a wrap. Like we ain't doing nothing, So I realized that to be the best teacher I could be, I had to either be there or not. Like you can't have one foot in, one foot out.
Did they realize
it's like the mob.
You rap?
I used to tell them I rapped, yeah, and they would get into it. Sometimes they would just find me on YouTube. Like if I didn't tell them, man, kids are smart. So they'd be like, I saw you rapping. I saw this show you was doing, So I would play them my songs in class and I would freestyle with them and, like, all right, give me your spelling words. I'm a rap the spelling words, something like that. So yeah, I made it a big part of their class. So they enjoyed it. They always be like, yo, at least at that time though, the kids would be like, oh, you all right, but my cousin rap too. So, it's always like that.
Shit, especially kids.
Oh yeah, you can't impress no kids. They like, man, whatever. Like, man, my cousin rap. You ain't better than no little Uzi. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't better than Soulja Boy, So it was always like that. But But then they would go to their other friends and be like, yo, my teacher rap. Yo, like, this is
Yeah.
dope. You know, but they would never tell me that.
So describe your creative process.
Man, I think at least nowadays it's the world that inspires me creatively. So whether it's the stuff I've experienced or, you know, watch my friends and loved ones experience, or watching the news even, you know, will inspire you these days. I've tried to take that stuff and put it into music and give it a unique twist, and like playing games. So when I don't feel like writing, I just sit it down and I'll play a game for a few hours just to escape. Right now I've been playing this Ghost of Tsushima. It's just really dope, like samurai game, and it's like a lot of really dope messages in it. And as an English teacher, I can enjoy it and appreciate it too. They talk about haiku, like doing poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Like when this dude needs to clear his mind, he goes and sits at a lake and does poetry. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, that's kind of fly. Like I've never seen anything like that, like put into a game.
Actually,
So,
in the real game, like you got to do the poetry or something, or how?
yeah, like they want you to look out into the you know, world and be like, all right, what do you see? You see mountains? All right, so put mountains into your poem, you know, like things like that. You pick out the thing you see and then they make a poem around it. So it's pretty dope. It helps them to like focus. And so yeah, I've been into that a lot, reading, you know, books and stuff. But as an English teacher, I learned that like a lot of times your first draft is going to be garbage. So like the first thing you write is probably not good. So you gotta fight through that and like, you know, you gotta write your way out of like writer's block and things like that. So you write until it's good, you know, and no, don't be afraid to like criticize yourself harshly, to be like, you know, this ain't good enough. Like, but it's okay, because the next draft, you know, will be better than that.
Yeah, I meant to ask you about the. I know they did something about the release yesterday, the PlayStation 5 release.
Yeah, man, they just announced that it's supposed to be pre-sales starting today, but then they started the pre-sales yesterday, so it just got crazy. And I think they sold out everywhere, man.
I would say, but it looks like from the details, it looks like Xbox got a better system.
It looks that way. But me, it's games. Like, it's always down to the games. I don't care how powerful the system is. If you ain't got the hot games, you know, they just announced a new Final Fantasy. They got new God of War. Like, Xbox ain't got these franchises. Yeah. So that's the problem. And like last Xbox was dope, but you got his Halo. Like, it's not always enough. So I feel like it's the games, man. The games sell the system for me.
Well, speaking of the game, that's why I'm like, I'm gonna buy it. I actually, right before this, I saw the PlayStation was coming out. I bought some Sony stock, so it just keep going up. I'm gonna buy it, but I'm not in a rush because I know the 5 is not gonna have the games I want right when it comes out. I know it's not gonna have Fight Night on there. It's not gonna have NCAA on there. So it's like, shit, I ain't in no rush. It's gonna have Madden, but I quit buying Madden a long time ago because like I realized with Madden, all you was doing was paying for the roster updates.
Yeah, it's just the same game over and over again.
Yeah, like I mean 2K too, but 2K a little better, but even 2K is like you just paying for the rosters.
At least they trying to change some things on 2K, but yeah, it's the same game. Like they could just charge $20 for a roster update and I'll be straight. I don't understand why they don't do that. Well, I do, because it's better to get $60 instead of getting, you know, 20. But yeah, man, the launch is never a big deal. Like the games that come out with the system are never like the best games. So you up waiting and being patient with it. But I hope Xbox, because we need competition. Like PlayStation running away with it right now. So we need competition to make both of these companies step the game up. So that's what I want. So I do want Xbox to do better. I had Xbox last generation. Xbox One, but it wasn't no good games. Like I was just like, only thing I'm using this for is to watch Netflix. Like, what am I doing? So I wound up selling it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I don't know if you know about this, but I'm an esports athlete in 2 different games. So
really?
One game, it's this league called Simulation Football League. So I actually had to like create a player. Then I had to go through minor leagues. I had to get drafted. So now I play for this team called Atlanta. Then we play like 20 other teams during the season, and we go to playoffs, win Super Bowls, get jerseys and all that shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like a simulation football league. So you got players, you got coaches, you got owners, you got GMs, you got people that take the stats, you got broadcast.
Never heard of
I'm
that.
gonna send you the link. I'm gonna send you the link.
Send me a link, please. That's dope. I never heard of that. That's
Yeah,
really
so
dope.
I just started. But I mean, you got people that been there years. So like, you only upgrade like once a week when the season's going on. So you got people that's been there for years. So they real good. I just started, so my player, I was
You
like
just alright.
pick two.
That's
Yeah,
dope, man. That's really cool. So you simulate the game, like you set up your character and then you simulate and then you like see what happens with the stats.
Yeah,
and all that.
they just broadcasted this. It be actually kind of it's really kind of like you watching a real football game, but it's just you know, on TV. I mean, video game, but
Right.
real broadcasters. They say
that's
names. You
dope.
can tackle. Like, dude want me to. He just emailed me. He want me to fill out a questionnaire. So if I make a play, he can say something about me and shit.
Oh, that's dope. So they'd be like, oh, you know, this guy was been in the league for this amount of years and he did this thing and his mom went here and, you know, that's dope.
Then we
that's
got
really cool, man.
Yeah, then the other one I'm doing, man, it's like it's the UFC 4. So what they do is kind of the same thing. So all you do, you create your fighter and you create your bill, and then you get points each week by voting on who's gonna win the fight card. Then you use that to build your fighter. And then you just watch them fight each other.
God, that's dope.
But I'm losing on that shit. I could been getting my ass whooped on that one. I was in the light heavyweight division, and I lost like 6 fights. So I said, fuck it. I moved to the women's division, and I still losing. I'm like, man,
he still losing.
Yeah, because it just depends on how you make your fighter. So you can be making your fighter one way, and they making their fighter this way. Then they
it's the matchups. Yeah, it's the matchups. It's like real fighting. Like, you know, that's the thing about UFC. Like, I'm not really into it, but when I watch it, anybody can win. That's why I like it, because all it is style matchups. Like, it's not about who's better. Like, it's just about if somebody come in with a different style that you're not ready for, they can take you out. So that's what's exciting about it. Like, you can have a new champ at any moment, you know?
Yeah, and it's kind of even, I mean, same thing with boxing sometimes too.
That's true.
Yeah, I would say I saw a video you did. That shit was funny. It was funny. But I was at the same time, I was looking at you like, man, why you sitting there sad? You should already know. But I saw that video, you was playing Tecmo Bowl and Carson Wentz got hurt. you was like,
oh,
no,
man.
I'm like, man, you know he gonna get hurt. Shit.
Man, I wasn't expecting that in the Tecmo Bowl. So I had this Tecmo Bowl update with the rosters that's new. And like, I didn't think they would put that in the game. Like, dang, man. I was real salty. Like, you know, he wound up missing like 2 games. And I almost lost one of those games. But, you know, he's back now, so I just got to keep him protected.
I don't remember the bench. I was like, is that new? I don't remember a bench on Tecmo Bowl.
No, they didn't have all that. Somebody hacked the game and made a new version that comes out every year. You can get it at, like, I think, techmobowl.org. And so you can get a ROM update that has all new rosters. You can bench players. You can change the playbook. It's, like, real dope. So they update it every year, so people still play it. They play it online, like all kinds of stuff. Like it's like heavy.
Steam too, or something else?
It's what is that? Is that on Steam? No, it's on emulator. So you get this Nintendo emulator. It's called Nestopia, Nestopia, and you download that on your Mac, because I have that, and then you just drag the game file into that, and then it just starts right up.
I'm about to get on that. And then if you're trying to stream that on Twitch, how you do that? You gotta.
Oh, you just pull that into your recording, like where you would put your camera. You just pull that in there, and then you change the size of everything and make your picture small, so you're in the corner, and then make the game big, so it's the full screen. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's dope. I can show you how to do that. We should talk about it.
Yeah, I see I was like, man, your Twitch popping, man. I was like, shit.
I mean, I ain't got nothing else to do.
I switch up. I was like, shit.
I ain't got nothing else to do. I literally work on Twitch every day, like just at least for a couple hours, just to try and figure new stuff out. Because I watch other people's Twitch, and I'm like, oh no, they really popping. Like mine, I ain't got nothing on theirs. So I start asking questions. So even like right before I talked to you, I was just watching a YouTube video about how to add in new elements. Where like if people are watching your Twitch and they want to give you like a donation, like a point, and then they can directly get you to do something based on their donation. So if they hit a button on their computer, bam, and then your screen changes, and it changes into something else. So what I wanted to do is make it where like it's like an old wrestling type interview where like I'm cutting a promo, so the whole background switches to like a WWF logo or whatever, and then I'm in the back and I'm like, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. I'm gonna, like just doing something like that. So I'm working on that now. Like I don't know if it's gonna work, but I got these crazy ideas. So we'll see.
And then I like that. I like it too, man. Cause I look at it like people like we can do stuff like have YouTube channels or Twitch channels. That's like shit. You can have your own TV, station or media.
It's basically, yeah. It's the same mentality that goes into creating network TV, like green screen and stuff. I was like, oh, this is how this works. Like the news, the weatherman is behind a green screen. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, wow, it's the same technology. We're just learning how to use it at home. And that these are the people, I think the people that get their Twitch popping and all these other YouTube popping, they're gonna be the next people that work in TV. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You see it all the time. People get plucked from Issa Rae did a YouTube show, and now Insecure is a hit on HBO. You know what I'm saying? So it's just learning how to work with what you got, and then having a dope concept and executing it. People be like, oh, well, if he did this with that, imagine if he had some money behind him. Let's do it this way. So so it's real inspiring to be like, damn, all you gotta do is have a really good idea, and then you could turn it into something cool.
So what's your current project you working on? I heard the song you had with the Funky Hobo Savior, Dell.
Oh man, shout out to
I was like, he really like video games. When I heard that song, I was like, yeah, damn.
Shout out to Dell. So yeah, Dell originally made that song in 2000. He made a rap song about video games way back. And like I used to listen to it and I was like, I think he's the first dude I ever heard rap about video games. So I decided to hit him up and I was like, yo, it's the 20-year anniversary of that song. Do you want to do a remake, like update it? And he was like, hell yeah. So we started talking about like old games, like classic Street Fighter and all that, and then talking about new games that's out and like what we think about them. And then I just started building with Dell. Like me and him we've recorded like 3 more songs, just in the process of us talking. So yeah, man, he's a real cool cat. And he's an old school gamer. Like he was in the Commodore as well. And so we just started talking about that, and he wanted to get his Twitch game up. So I'm like giving him ideas about how to start doing Twitch. So yeah, man. But right before that, I did an album with Young RJ of Slum Village that came out in May. So we're still pushing that. It's called 2 Hands Up. We're working on a follow-up to that. So it's got that real, soulful Detroit sound, that Dilla vibe to it. So I'm real happy about how that's coming together. So yeah, man, just staying busy, man. Like I would be touring right now. I would be in the UK with Slum Village right now if this wasn't happening. So yeah, we just got to make the best of it and, just keep creating and, be, just doing what we can. So the Twitch thing has helped me out a lot because like people come in my Twitch chat and be like, oh man, I didn't even know you was still making music. What's new? And then I tell them about the new album. Or, yo, I didn't even know you was on Twitch, So like streaming helps me meet a whole different group of people who either didn't know about me or knew about me, but just didn't know how to get in touch with me or find me, on the internet. So yeah, man, I recommend streaming like Twitch stuff for anybody because it's the future, man. Like that's where all the DJ is going. Facebook, Instagram gonna kick everybody off except D-Nice. And then you know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be D-Nice, Knife Wonder, Questlove, and everybody else gotta go somewhere else because like if you don't have the backing and the the rep that those guys have, like they're gonna shut you down. So you might as well go somewhere that embraces, the indie hustle and the indie spirit. For now, until the money come in. And so that's why you got to get popping on something early. Because nobody remembers the 200th dude who decided to stream on Twitch, but the first dude is eating. You know what I mean? So that's where you gotta remember to be first and keep pushing your creativity, pushing boundaries.
I see people streaming like TV shows and shit.
For real? I don't think you're supposed to do that.
I know I don't know if you know about Impact Wrestling, but they always stream their wrestling.
Oh yeah, like
then,
it's dope for them to do that. Like they put it straight there
Oh.
themselves. Like put it on Twitch.
Yeah.
I just saw that Thursday Night Football is going to be on Twitch.
Oh shit! But no,
Like, that's
then
crazy.
I see like a regular. It'd be like say like just a wrestling fan. He'll be posting. He'll be streaming like old ECW. I guess it'd be films they recorded or something, but they be streaming like championship wrestling. I be saying because
Wow.
I'm above them.
That's dope. I mean, I didn't know you could do that. Like, I
was asking you. I don't know.
They might be on the low. Like, hey, don't ask
oh.
me because I don't know. But as far as I know, I mean, you're not supposed to do that. But if it's not live, I guess I don't know. It's weird. There's a weird.
That's what got me into Twitch. What got me into Twitch was like I was like, damn, Impact on here. Then I started seeing other wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just started saying, fucking the gaming on here. Let me get on there.
Right. And Impact is dope. Like I hate to make this a wrestling chat again, but like Impact is actually really good wrestling. And they got some dope wrestlers. They just, they don't necessarily have a budget of the big guys, but like they got some real talented cats. So yeah, I watch Impact on Twitch all the time.
Yeah, my homie, actually he was on the show. I interviewed him before too. Chris Bay.
Oh, Chris Bay, that's the homie.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they saying Tommy Dreamer is over Impact now. He's helping with the book.
Wow. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I mean, he's a smart dude, man. I watched a couple Tommy Dreamer interviews and like he like live, breathe, and eat wrestling. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like way interested. All he said is watch old tapes. Like he's just so in love with wrestling. Like that's the kind of guy you want to have involved. So that's dope.
Yeah, I guess they were saying Impact has been out longer than WCW and ECW now.
Wow. They've lasted that long. That's what's up, yo.
Like, they've been around like shit. When did they start? Like 14, like 06?
Bro, it's been a minute. Like, yeah, dang, that's crazy. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, they've been around longer than pretty much everybody.
Yeah,
wow.
I like what you think about All Elite?
I like what they doing, man. I really do. And again, competition is good. Just like with Xbox and PlayStation. Like we need a number 2 so that number 1 can keep like working to stay on top. So I like the wrestlers. I got some homies that think they relying too much on old WWE talent. But that's what you need to get people to watch. So if the old talent puts over the new guys, then that's a good thing. But yeah, man, it's been real dope. Like I went to their last pay-per-view. What was it? All Out. I went to that in Jacksonville and
recently?
Yeah. I was there.
Okay.
It was scary being out in public, but we had masks on. You couldn't take your mask off.
But y'all had to pay for the tickets or what?
Well, they gave us tickets, but yeah, they were for sale, but they gave us some comps. I did some music for AEW. So I did the theme for the pay-per-view All Out.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so check that out. I gotta send you a link to it. My man G1 did the beat. We did a song called All Out, and then for their other pay-per-view, Fighter Fest, we did a rap for that. It's called Fighters. I'm pretty good friends with Kenny Omega just because he's a big gamer too, and we talk gaming a lot. And so yeah, he was like, "You want to do a song for us?" And I was like, "Absolutely," So wound up doing a couple tracks for them. So I hope that continues. But yeah, they were like, "You want to come to the show?" And I was like, "Okay." So we out there in the hot sun with masks on. It wasn't really fun. Like I don't like wearing a mask for 3-4 hours. Like that's not what's up. But the show was dope though.
Hey, were you able to watch the Matt Hardy match?
Yes, the one where he got hurt.
You just saw it on the screen, or how did you watch it?
It was on the screen. Yeah, they put it on the big screen. It was happening behind us, like because their 2 stadiums are like connected. So they were on the football field, and you could go up to the top of the railing and look over and see them down there. But yeah, it was on the screen.
Yeah, and then the tag team match was cool, but it was just taking too long, man. Kind of drew out. So
the whole show was too long. That was the whole show for me. It was just a little too long. Like we didn't get out of there till midnight, man. I'm like, come on, this ain't WrestleMania. Like, what y'all doing? Like, why are we here all night? Like not for this.
I like the old boy Hobbs look good out there though. I think they just signed him.
Yo, Hobbs is nice. I like him a lot. I was
like, that's smart. They got him with old boy Moxley already. I was like, that's smart. I like how they I don't know. You can just kind of tell like whoever they know a little bit more about wrestling, the way they make their storylines and stuff. It seems like WWE kind of be more just like business and corporate.
Yeah, and I mean, a buddy of mine told it to me, like, yo, WWE is in the TV business. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta remember, this is a television production. So they want people who aren't fans to just be turning the channel and be like, oh, what's this? You know?
Yeah.
I get it though. It's like they doing two different things. Like, it's wrestling and it's TV, you know? So I understand.
All right. So shoot, what's next for you after this, man? What's going on?
More Twitch streaming. The album Ages 2 is an EP that's out now. It features with Dell. It has a bunch of my homies on there. My man DN3 did all the beats. It's just like 5 songs I did about just life, what I'm dealing with right now. Like, first song is 2020 BC, before Corona. So it talks about like what I was thinking at the beginning of this year, like, oh, this is gonna be a dope year. We're about to do this shit. I'm gonna kill it. And then 2020 is like, nah.
You're in the house.
You know what I'm saying? Get out of here. Get in the house.
That shit was funny. I was saying, I had posted this today. I said only true wrestling fans will get this. Because somebody said this Corona shit about to be over soon. Then they posted a picture of Bruno Sammartino holding the belt.
Yeah, that's something only wrestling fans will get. That's great. But yeah, man, nah. I'll say, as I said, I'm always touring. So like I've been talking to a lot of different like tour bookers and promoters, and they're like, man, don't count on this until next year. Like fall 2021 maybe is when you probably be touring again. And I was like, wow, then that means we better think of something else. So I'd say to any creative, always be thinking of something else, because the world can come and smack you around and be like, yo, ain't whatever you had planned, it's a wrap. Now come up with something else. So we have to constantly be thinking on our toes about what's next. So that's really it, man. I've been going hard on Twitch because I want this, honestly, like, as much as I love touring, I want Twitch to become like the place to come see Mega Ran. Like, yo, you can see me play games. You can see me do concerts. I do concerts on Wednesdays. You can see me DJ while I'm learning how to, get my wiki on. You can hear me talk wrestling. Like, it's going to be like a network, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically, like, okay, you come here on Monday to see me I do this thing called Monday Night Ran, where I'm playing wrestling music before Raw comes on. So for 3 hours, I'm just spinning old classic wrestling music, and then Tuesday, come through and watch me learn how to make beats. Wednesday, come through for a concert. Thursday, come through for a beat battle or whatever, or to see me play games. Throwback Thursday is when I play Techno Bowl or something. Friday, I do free play. Like, whatever I'm into is brand new game, I'm gonna play that. So it's like a network, It's like, all right, now you can come here and see something new from me every week, every day of the week.
I would say, sound like that's one of the secrets is have a structure of what you're gonna do every day.
Yeah, you got to structure it, man. I was talking to a friend about it, and he was like, set a schedule, stick to it, and then plan it out, like, by the hour. Like, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and then I'm done. I'm going to do this, this, and this. And if it don't work or I don't like it, take notes, fix it, do it again. But stick with a schedule, always.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to do the damn I actually bought the capture card for my PS3 because I want to show the fight night. That's what I like.
Oh, nice. And that's another thing. Like, find that game that you really love and that you're good at, and that's the one that you stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, stick with it. Like me, I'll be jumping around. Like, oh, I'm gonna play Mega Man today. I'm gonna play Sonic today. I'm gonna play Call of Duty today. Nah, can't really do that. You got to be that guy that people come to see a certain thing. So you got to find that thing and you don't even have to be the best at it, but that you have the most fun playing, because you don't want it to feel like a job where you're like, oh, I gotta play this boring ass game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be like, oh shit, yo, I knocked him out. Like, you got to be excited to be playing the game.
Yeah, I guess that's my thing too. I don't really I just be into the game. I don't even be talking this shit. Like,
oh yeah, that's another thing. Like, I don't talk either when I'm like focused. I'll be like, sorry, y'all, I ain't saying nothing until this match is over. Like, sorry, I'll be just like focused.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know how people do it. It's a skill, but it takes time. Like if you knew 100 people was watching you, like you got to entertain them. Like, you know, whether it's like just say the things that's in your mind, like, oh yeah, I'm about to get this motherfucker. Like, oh, you
If
know
I
what I'm
knew
saying?
100 people was watching me, I would probably lose that match. Be like, yeah, all these people,
He's like, oh damn, they watch it. Oh,
yeah,
it's
it's too
messed
much
up.
pressure. All the people watching me.
Yeah, there's pressure too, man. Like that's real. But yeah, I tell people all the time, like, all right, look, when I'm into it, I'm locked in. I'm not gonna be talking. Sorry. But after it's over, like, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
But you know, but your community will understand because they'll get to know you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's really what it's about.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I would say, did you because they was telling, I was reading this YouTube this time, I get a video capture card.
Yeah, I have a Elgato. The HD 60 is what I have. This thing here. I can't even pick it up.
What exactly does it do?
Plugged up. So this thing here, let me turn it a little bit.
I bought
so
one. I don't know what to do.
This guy right here, one end goes to my computer. One end is a HD. So that also goes to the back of my TV. And then this part here goes to the back of the PlayStation. So so that way you can run the game straight from the PlayStation to your computer to get the sound and the images from it. So you need that if you want to film and get sound from your game. Yeah, and then they have their own app. Elgato has a capture app that just pops up, bam, and then all your stuff's on the screen. But it takes work, man. Just go through YouTube, spend an hour just clicking through and just try what they do, what they showing, you know, just try it and then you'll get it. Yeah,
I forgot to tell you, man, we playing Double Dragon right now.
Oh, that's classic. I was Double Dragon 2 was my joint. That was my jam. Where you do the little spin kicks. Yeah, Double Dragon.
I don't know. I was like, because I bought a PS3, but dude had some games on there already. Like, you can still get games from the store. So they had Blitz on there and Double Dragon Neo. But it's
yeah, that game's pretty dope. Yeah, and that's dope that they were there because you can't buy those games no more. Like, if they're there, you good. But if they're not, they ain't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they closed those old stores. They were just talking about a game. It's just like Double Dragon, but it's Scott Pilgrim, the game that was on PS3. It's like a classic game, beat 'em up, 2-player Double Dragon style game. But it's but they took it off the store. Like, I don't know why, but people was mad. So now they're about to bring it back on PS4. But PS3 has some classics, so like, hold on to that.
Yeah, what's your favorite wrestling game?
Nintendo 64, No Mercy. That's my WCW NWO Revenge.
There was one called like WCW versus the World too, right?
Yeah, they had one like that too. Yeah, they had a couple. WCW versus the World. They had all the like Japanese dudes on there that you fight. Both of those games was dope. The controls, like all them games was kind of the same, but they had real great controls. Like, you know, but I hated the Nintendo 64 controller. But them games was fun though. Any of the WCW games on 64. Trying to think what else. The SmackDown games was kind of tight too. I like the old SmackDown games.
I think it was more of an arcade game, but you remember that WWE game? It was like a tag team game you could play. It had Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Big Boss Man. It was like arcade game. I think it was named.
WrestleFest.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They never put that. They never put it out, bro. They never put it on the systems. That game was so dope. So what they doing is, this is why you got to get Steam. They got a sequel, like kind of sequel to that game. It's called Retromania.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw it?
Yeah.
So it's like the same style, but it's not WWE though. But it's the same style. Got the Road Warriors. It's got like a lot of people on
Chris Bay on there.
Chris Bay on there too, yeah. Get that game, yo. I got music on there too. I'm doing the soundtrack.
You on?
So you got to get that. Yeah, we did.
About to make me. I'm typing it in right now so I don't forget because somebody already told me to do that before, so I should already.
Yeah, get Steam because Steam's free, as far as I know. It's just the games cost a few dollars a piece, but you can download Steam for free, and there's a bunch of free games on it. You know, so you can just play a bunch of free stuff, but then there'll be games that'll be like $1, $2, like mad cheap because they do sales like every couple months where everything will just go on sale. But that's the move, man. Steam is where it's at. Like, I don't even need a system. Like, they talking about PS5 and all that. Like, nah, I think Steam, you good. Like, you got so many games right there.
All right. What would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
Well, I like to say thank you. I also want to say, like, yo, keep listening. Hop on that Twitch. Right now I'm doing a special. If you come through and if you subscribe, you get entered into a contest to win a hat and shirt prize pack from Mega Ran. So go to twitch.tv/mega_ran. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why, because I'm on Twitch. I'm like, why do you both subscribe to people's channel?
Well, you get emotes. You get the special emotes that they make. So like I got emotes that's like Macho Man Randy Savage. I got emote that's like a wrestling belt with a Mega Ran face on it. And then you can use those emotes in other people's chat. And it's just a way to support, you know? Like, and some days I might do subscriber only chats or subscriber only concerts where like you can't watch my stream if you're not a subscriber. So it's just like me selling a ticket to a show. You know what I mean?
That sounds like the emote one, because my boy was telling me the same thing about the emote, but that wasn't doing that.
You're like, I don't care about no emotes.
Yeah, but what you were saying about subscriber only stuff, I
some
think
people have subscriber only chat. So once a month, I do a subscriber only concert. So like maybe the last Wednesday of the month, I'll be like, yo, you can't even see what's on the screen unless you're a subscriber. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I try to make sure that you got to give them incentives. You have to, because yeah, like anybody's channel, you can watch what they're doing and be involved. So why would I want to give you $3-4? You know, like you got to give me something. So now what I'm going to do is set my concerts there as subscriber only once a month. That gives you access to those.
All right, man. I want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
I appreciate you, man. We got to talk some wrestling next time.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna drill you on the wrestling one. So ready for that one? We're gonna have to come back on and do that one.
For sure. Appreciate you.
What's your social media one more time?
All right, I'm at Mega Ran on Twitter, at Mega Ran on Instagram, at Mega Ran Music on Facebook, and I don't really do none of the other ones. But if you look real closely, because it's together, it looks like Meg Ryan, but it's not. It's Meg Ran. Yeah. And go to megran.com for all the other stuff.
You look like Spice Adams a little bit.
The PoPolitickin Show is brought to you by Audible. With over 180,000 titles to choose from, Audible is great for any continuous learner wanting to grow and expand their knowledge and insight. Go to www.audibletrial.com/POaudio and get an audiobook of your choice free with a 30-day trial. After the trial, your paid membership will begin at $14.95 per month. With your membership, you will receive 1 credit every month, good for an audiobook on Audible. Cancel before your trial ends and you will not be charged. So go to www.audibletrial.com/POaudio and download a free book by Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Napoleon Hill, Les Brown, Damon John, and more. Always remember that knowledge is power.